In Chapter 3, Unit 5, we're learning about the equation of lines, and we're going to learn how to graph in slope form. The slope form would be y equals mx plus b, y would be the y variable, x would be the x variable, m the slope, and b would be the y-intercept. We are going to be graphing in this example the equation 1/4 x minus 30. So we're going to set it up and we're going to divide the parts. So 1/4 would be the slope, -3 would be the y-intercept. So we know that the y-intercept was -3, so we're going to go right into the graph, into the plot line, and we're going to plot that point would be -3 on the y, and the slope is rise over run. So we're going to rise 1 and we're going to go to the right 4 units, and we're just going to find another point. And once we have our points plotted, we're going to draw a line through those points. And that would be our line for this equation. So now we're going to label this line y equals 1/4 x minus 3. Now we're just going to erase this real quick and set up another example. For this example, we're going to be graphing 2x plus 3y equals 12. And since it's not in slope form, we are going to turn it into slope form by subtracting the 2x from the left side and put it on the right side. So we get 3y minus 2x plus 12, and then we're going to divide those all by, and we get y equals -2 over 3x plus 4, and that would be our slope form equation. Now I'm just going to set up another graph real quick. So we know that 4 is the y-intercept and -2 over 3 is the slope. Again, slope is rise over run. And we're just going to go right into the graph and plot the y-intercept, which is 4. Then since the slope is -2 over 3, we're going to go down 2 and 3 to the right. And we're just going to repeat those steps. And now that we have our points, we're just going to draw a line right through them. And that would be how we graph this equation. And you're just going to label the line y equals -2 over 3x plus 4. Now moving on to our next example, we are going to be working with the standard form of an equation. and we're gonna draw another plot. So the standard form is ax plus by equals c. So we're gonna find the x-intercept and the y-intercept for the standard form. For this example, we're gonna be using the equation 2x plus 3y equals 12. Now, in order to find the x-intercept, we're going to make the y variable to 0. So we end up with 2x equals 12. We divide both sides by 2 and have x equal to 6. I accidentally labeled this as the y-intercept. It would be the x-intercept. Now, to find the y-intercept, we're going to be making x equal to 0, and we would have 3x equals 12. Then we're going to divide both sides by 3, and we end up with x equals 4. And that would be the y-intercept, but I labeled it in the video as the x-intercept. We're going to be graphing that into our plot. And we get the x on the 6. And then we graph the y on the 4. And we run a line through those points. And then we label this equation as 2x plus 3y equals 12. Now for our next example, we are going to be working with coordinates. So we're going to find the equation with coordinates. I labeled the x and the y, and the x and the y, and I plot them right into my graph, and I draw a straight line through those points. And that is really easy, but now the more complicated part would be finding the equation with those points. So we need to find the equation. The first step is to find the slope. We know that the y-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Now, in order to find the slope, we need to find the difference between the y over the difference between the x. So that would be 2 minus 0 over 2 minus 0, and that would be equal to 1. Now, we know that the slope is 1, so it would be y equals 1x plus b. And the next step would be to find the y-intercept, which is b. Since we have coordinates, we just plug them into our equation, and we get 2 equals 2 plus b. Now we subtract 2 from one side, and we get that 0 equals b. So 0 would be the y-intercept. Now we just need to label the equation, and that would be y equals x. Since the 1 is in front of the x, you don't need to put it, and 0 is the y-intercept, you don't need to put it either.